Putin came out an hour and a half ago, and he essentially addressed the Russian nation. He offered his condolences. He called the attack on the Crocus Center a barbaric attack, as he put it. And he also then tried to create a link, Frederica, to the attackers and to Ukraine. It was quite interesting to listen to Vladimir Putin, because this is also a narrative that we are now hearing more generally from Russian state-controlled, Kremlin-controlled media as well, where they are saying that right now that they're not exactly sure where these attackers came from, what organization they're from, but they are trying to create some sort of link to Ukraine, claiming that the attackers were trying to get back to Ukraine after perpetrating the attack last night. I want to listen into some of what Vladimir Putin had to say.
All four direct perpetrators of the terrorist attack, all those who shot and killed people, were found and detained. They tried to hide and move towards Ukraine, where, according to preliminary data, a window was prepared for them on the Ukrainian side to cross the state border. A total of 11 people were detained.
So there's two things that I think are really interesting about that, Frederica. On the one hand, he said that the perpetrators, as he called them, were trying to get to Ukraine. Now, of course, that in itself is a pretty difficult thing to do, because, of course, that is exactly where the front line of the war in Ukraine currently is, and there really is no open border to get through there. He then claimed, as he put it, that a window appeared to have been opened for them, seemingly meaning some sort of way to get across the border, which would strongly indicate that Vladimir Putin, like some others in Russian state media, are accusing the Ukrainian state or any state organizations of having been, at the very least, a part of this operation. Ukrainian military intelligence has already come out and said that Ukraine had absolutely nothing to do with this. In fact, the military intelligence service is accusing Russia of doing this in a false flag operation. So you can see the things going back and forth there between the Russians and the Ukrainians. That narrative sort of starting to take hold there in Russia now. The latest that I have for you, and this actually came just a couple of minutes before we went on air, Frederica, is the Russians are now saying that of the 11 people who have been detained so far, none of them are Russian citizens, Frederica.
All right. Again, ISIS claiming responsibility. Thank you so much. Fred Pleiken.